All right, so we just looked at the 5 variables of
The
flash
top
photography.
5, maybe the only 5.
Those are the ones you need to know.
That's right. So I think what we should do is we should actually go through each one of the 5. We can kind of show how we can make the same photo look the same or different,
okay,
depending on how we set up those 5. So let's start first with aperture. Let's go through that and we can start shooting.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a shot of Nicole here, and my settings right now on my camera, I've got it set to f4.5 at a 250th of a second, so right at my sync speed. And I'm at a 200 ISO, so that's going to be kind of our controlled spot.
Like. It might be a little underexposed,
okay.
Right?
Okay, she's underexposed by about a stop there.
Yep.
So the first thing is, we talked about, you'd said aperture.
Aperture, so what would you do?
So the first thing I'm going to do is, I know that my aperture controls the flash on the subject, so I am going to open my lens up, so I'm going to go from 4.5 down to, or open up to 2.8.
So you make that hole bigger.
Yep, so 2.8. So let's take the same shot. We didn't change our shutter speed or anything else, so let's take that shot and see what we can get that one stop of light. All right, look at that. Perfectly exposed.
Actually, looks great.
Looks fantastic.
You did it.
How easy was that? So I'm gonna reset my camera back to where it was.
The settings where you were, and let's go with shutter speed. But you know, in fact, shutter speed isn't going to have any effect on this shot.
That's right.
Because it's only going to affect.
It's going to affect the background.
And right now we're just focusing on.
Okay. But if my background was light or dark, we just use the shutter speed to raise or lower.
So let's go right to the flash to subject distance.
Okay.
Then.
So if you remember, flash to subject, anytime the light doubles in its distance, closer or further away, you're either going to gain or lose 2 stops of light. So I don't want to cut this distance by half. I'm just going to move it. We're about 5 feet away. I'm going to move it about maybe another 1.5 to 2 feet closer.
Okay, let's see what that does.
So we'll put that right here. I think what's going to happen is, if I leave it at 4.5, that should gain us that stop of light. So let's take a look.
All right, so what do we got?
Look at that. So we gained that stop of light.
And the picture looks almost identical to the last one.
To the last one,
so
exactly.
Perfect.
So just by moving that, worked perfect.
So next, let's put the setting back.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
It's I never changed anything on my camera.
We're gonna move that light back to
Put it back where it was, about 5 feet away.
And now we're gonna talk about that flash power, right? So what are we gonna do? We're gonna up the power.
Okay. So I put everything back, so we should be about a stop underexposed again. So yes, I'm just gonna go right here. My power is set at 3.5. I am just going to move that up to 4.5.
Okay,
there's that stop of light.
Yep.
So that should give me the same thing as 2.8. All right, so that looks identical to the other 2 images.
It does, it's perfect. So that worked out great. Now the last part is ISO. Now ISO, as we talked about before, is going to really change everything, right? It's all the variables,
the background,
together, everything.
And Nicole is going to get a little brighter.
What was our ISO right now?
So our ISO was at 200.
200, okay.
So let me put
Reset.
my power back. So let's put my power back, 1 stop back to 3.5, so we know we're underexposed again. And I am going to now go into my camera in my ISO setting from, I'm at ISO 100. I'm going to take it to 200.
Okay.
That should give me the identical exposure. So let's take a look. All right, so
what do we get?
That looks identical to the other 3 images. So just by moving the things right on my camera or moving my light, I can get the same exposure 4 different ways, 5 if we wanted to count shutter speed with my background. But now you can start seeing how those 5 variables that we've been teaching, you can now use these. They're just tools in your toolbox. You know, maybe your lens, you're at 2.8 and you're going, wow, it's still getting too dark out here. I need more light. Wow.
Great time to put that in practice.
I move my light closer. I increase my ISO. I up the power on my flash. So now you can start seeing all these options that you have. Okay, I see it. Ooh. Well, there it is. The 5 variables of flash photography. We have reached the end of the trail.
But it's not the end of your trail. That's right. Everything that you've learned so far during these lessons, you can put into practice today. And when you do, you have the chance to become
a lighting master.
That's right.